Don't worry, Upward Bound. I'm not going to teach my last lesson to you in sunglasses. I just wanted Corey to know that I finally broke down and got them. Sorry I'm not up there with you today. I have got a bum knee and I'm really feeling sad about that, and sad that I'm not going to make that banquet. I love that banquet. But I know you're going to have a good day anyway without me. I'd like to end our time together with me offering you one of my poems finally. It was published about 2 years ago. And in thinking about the poem, I returned in thought to a moment in class not long ago where I was talking to you about Edmund, who at the end of King Lear has this fit of conscience and he wants to save Cordelia. And I asked you if, do you think that's possible in literature or in life? Can you do a bunch of bad stuff and the last minute be forgiven? Nina was skeptical about that idea, and I appreciate that. I appreciate all of your contributions to this course. The poem will put before you the idea of martyrdom, right? The idea that you could be killed, executed for something you believe in, maybe for speaking the truth. The greatest rhetoricians, Christ, Cicero, Sir Thomas More, Martin Luther King, they all suffered terrible deaths because they could not stop speaking the truth. They could not shut up about the truth. And the idea of it takes my breath away. There's a rule there, though. You can't choose martyrdom. It chooses you. At the crucifixion, the good thief, last minute, wants to be saved. And there's a couple of things historically that you might not know here. When he was being crucified, all of Jesus' dudes, they just ran. They ran like heck because they were afraid. And they all were martyred horribly. One man stayed behind, John, famously John of the Cross. He doesn't run, and he lives. He lives to write the book of Revelation, the final book in the Bible, on the island of Patmos during the reign of Nero, who was a serious nut. And I love that. A couple tiny things about the poem. When Roman soldiers got bored, they often broke the legs of the criminals they were crucifying, which sped up the process of suffocation. And another thing that I don't think almost no one knows, across the 4 Gospels, no one ever says Jesus' name. He never hears it until he's got about 10 minutes to live. And here's my poem, Farewell. I hope to see you at maybe a poetry reading of mine someday. And I'm bringing poets to your school as best I can, at least LPGE this fall. Dismas saw. In one version of the story, the apostles, except for John, all ran. I was going to say like hell when the hammering began, and they could smell the blood beneath the darkening, churning clouds. In a book I've lost, I once read another version in which Dismas, while hearing the sounds of Gestas the impenitent screaming, and Jesus just trying to catch his breath, saw them running towards something, running bravely to the points of intersection their teacher had already illuminated for them. Dismas saw Saul watching Stephen, who testified before the Sanhedrin. He saw the first flung stone that nudged him to sleep under a sky that was blue, without clouds. Dismas saw the world turned upside down, as Peter did, crucified, feet pointed towards heaven, while the pouring rain soaked his beard. He saw the head of Paul, saw in the dust of Calvary the club for Jude, the knife for Thomas, and saw the wind blowing on the footprints of Bartholomew in Armenia. As the earthquake began, the good thief Dismas, running nowhere with his broken legs, saw before he closed his eyes an opportunity reserved only for him. For everyone else in the story, he was teacher, rabbi, master, but for Dismas the end of all desires was to breathe Yeshua. And he did, again and then again. God bless you guys. Have fantastic school years and enjoy the rest of your summer.